Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, good morning. Yes, this time I slept in a little bit. I release my videos and do my videos usually very early in the morning, but it's Saturday. Don't we all deserve to sleep in a little bit? Okay, number 5 for my countdown on my 30-day countdown to my 1-year anniversary is My Bloody Valentine. The song is Come In Alone. Shoegaze. I only did 1 or 2 shoegazes. I wanted to do a shoegaze week, but I got a little lost in my list and stuff, but I definitely wanted to pay some respect to the style, and I really kind of like it because what I learned is these really long gliding chords and melodies and stuff, and frankly this morning I'm in a mood for that. Yesterday I did Vermilion Part 2 by Slipknot, which I normally never do really quick follow-ups, but there's been a mood thing happening with me lately. I don't know if it's because I'm taking my break and I feel like I'm going into kind of like a pre-labor kind of cramping of like I don't know. Anyhow, guys, so this is My Bloody Valentine, Come In Alone. I want to thank you guys so much for your support. You know, it doesn't monetize my channel, though you do see ads. It's for the artists and the record labels if you want to buy me coffee or support me on Patreon. You want to check out the headsets. All the links are down below. All right, here we go. My Bloody Valentine, Come In Alone. All right. You know, well, so I was right. Very long, washy chords and stuff. And you know what's interesting about this, what I really enjoy? First of all, this is great. Like, it's like is it mood rock, you know, kind of energy. So we've got the distorted guitars and stuff. The voice and the melodies, these big gliding notes and stuff like that in that particular tone give you a sense of cruise and stuff. It's you know, it's not a pulling from the bottom vocals and, you know, harsh delivery and stuff like that. And it matches the production and the composition. The chords that they're using are what I would call chords of hope. It kind of takes you through these chord changes where it brings you through one nice little excuse me, one nice little passage and another one, and then it resolves into another one without being overly fluffy. Another thing that I enjoy about listening to this, engineering-wise, is because it's a wall of sound, which means it's a constant. There's no space anywhere thus far that I've heard in this song. You know, no stop-starts, not even tom-toms that go usually a lot of times in songs that we find when tom-toms are, you know, the end of passages. The drummer plays it. Sometimes the instruments back out a little bit, coming back in on the one. There's no stopping here. And what's really cool about this is the tonal balance of the mix. So you have a couple of layered guitars going on, and the bass is not prominent in the mix, but it really fills that bottom part of the spectrum. And so this whole thing is a glide. This whole thing puts you in a good mood, and I believe that's what shoegaze is pretty much all about. I'm not saying that everything is fun and fluffy. I'm not listening too much to the lyrics because I'm just listening to the voice. I'm not saying that shoegaze is nothing but lighthearted style rock, but it does definitely have that gliding mood, drifty kind of psychedelic, 60s style kind of vibe. If you had a couple shrooms or whatever, and you're just kind of going, hey. But I can't generalize it because I still haven't gone through enough shoegaze to get a full feel for it. But so let's continue a little bit. Stand by. All right. I know there's not a lot left, and I'll scooch back a little bit. You know what I'm really enjoying is there's this overdriven sound on the guitars, and so that gives it to me that rock edge, obviously, that I think we all hear in this. And but the strumming patterns are different on each side, not by far, and because the sounds are washed out, which means they're just long. Because the guitars are overdriven, it's electric, and they're holding their chords out. And because they're not shoved up left and right hard in the mix, what I'm enjoying is that there are slight changes in the strumming pattern, but also it seems like there's slight choices, or there's a difference in the chords and where they're playing them on the neck. Hypothetically, a D chord, everybody, if you have a guitar or something like that, or you're a keyboardist and you're learning and stuff like that, you have the D, the standard D position, but then you could play the D barred on the 5th, fret, in the shape of A. There's different places to play that D that will give you different tones of the instrument. Same as the piano. I could play D chord here, I could play it here, I could play it up here, it'll get higher. And by virtue of changing those voicings, it gives a big, wider, richer sound. And with this kind of ambient style rock or ethereal style rock, it really is really unique. And then you saw me doing this a little earlier, and it sounds like, I don't know the band and if they have a keyboardist or not, and even if they do have a keyboardist and they're in this particular song, it in of itself, if it's there, it's washed in with the complete wall of sound. But there was a little bit, if you saw me doing this, I heard some kind of little arpeggiation going on in the back that I thought was really nice. So I'll bring it back a little bit so we can glide through this, and then I'll be done with the track. know how I am about those fades. Sometimes when you hear a fade like that, it kind of pulls back the layers a little more of what could be happening in the back, and so it just kind of justified my thoughts of the guitars there. You saw me doing this, so you could hear that. And then, of course, you know, his vocals. Those long, well, I can't sing that high. Do, 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 do. Sorry. But it's just very seductive. It's taking these seductive, glazy melodies, well, shoegaze, no pun, and then you have these really just wide open chords that are just kind of making you float right through. And as far as a piece of artwork that sets an emotion into play, for me, it's that kind of thing, whether, you know, I'm out by myself surfing, you know, or with a friend driving in the car and you're sticking your hand out and going like this with the wind or something. It just feels good. You know, it still has, you know, the presence of rock and everything like that, but this particular style and genre is just really super feel good in the 2 or 3 that I've heard. And I know that My Bloody Valentine was heavily requested during my attempt at Shoegaze Week. I want to apologize for that, okay? I promise I'll be much better about that when I get back. And speaking when I get back, I'm going to bomb you guys this weekend, so if you're still here, you guys get prepped. I'm going to be doing Nightwish, Devin Townsend, and Dream Theater tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night. And then I have some banging rock coming in on Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm closing it with a mega presentation of Tool, because Tool was the very first band that I did as a, yeah, let's see what happens, to like, whoa, what the fuck is that? 200,000 people later. So you guys have a great Saturday. Chill, relax, enjoy, all kinds of great stuff you can be doing today. But you know what? You can also specialize in not doing anything and just sit there and go, hey, like, kind of like I do. All right, guys, take care. Aloha.
All right.